Okay, my name's Helen Shipstad.
I'm Emma Rosavi.
Sisters. From Derbyshire in England. Okay. So we've both been out here for about 18 years. Well, my stomach cancer journey started around February 2021 when I started getting heartburn and burning and just discomfort. And I kind of just took over-the-counter medication. I'd had H.pylori 9 years prior, and I felt like it was that I'd probably come back. So eventually I went to see a gastroenterologist, told her about all my medical history, and she said, yeah, I think we should do an endoscopy because that's the only way for me to see what's going on. I think I was convinced I had an ulcer. I got my endoscopy, woke up, and she said, yeah, you've got a big ulcer. However, I want you to go and have a CT scan tomorrow. And then 5 days later, she called me to say that the biopsy was cancerous. And it was stage 2, and then it was just a whirlwind after that. The plan was to do 6 rounds of chemo, 2 weeks apart for 3 months, then have 3 weeks off, have surgery, and then depending on the outcome of the surgery, I'd probably have to do radiation, and then 6 more rounds of chemo when he did the surgery. He removed half of my stomach, and then that pathology came back. It had shrunk to a stage 1. So the tumour had gone from a T3 to a T1. So the chemo had shrunk it, but hadn't completely killed the tumour.
Hearing you have to fight with your insurance company over approval for certain things, that was tough
to
see. But I'm just thankful that she got seen quickly and got treated very quickly, and you seem to catch it.
The guy who I went to see 9 years prior, and I can remember him saying to me at the time, it's good that we got this because H. pylori has been linked to stomach cancer. So I always kept that at the back of my mind. I never thought that would happen to me, but I thought, oh, that's interesting. Yeah, even my oncologist said the H. pylori, that's the only reason we have for this happening. I mean, I think what helped me was going with my medical history and saying, look, I had H. pylori like 9 years ago, and these are the symptoms that I had, and it was positive, and I was treated for it, and I feel like I'm having the symptoms again. So I think with that, and I was taking all kinds of like over-the-counter medications. So she said to me, I can't do the breath test because it will give us a false negative with all the medications that you're on. So she said, so our only way is to do an endoscopy. So I felt like it got me to that point without too much pushing. I have scans every 3 months. So the scans, it's not going to pick up a reoccurrence of stomach cancer. That's only an endoscopy that can do that. But that's just to, you know, see if there's any spread to the organs.
You have a yearly endoscopy?
Yeah, an annual endoscopy. That's the other thing. I push for it to be every 9 months for the first few years because I just don't want to wait a whole year. And with my checkups, I have my oncologist. I send everything to my surgeon and I meet with him every 3 months. And I also see the original GI doctor as well. So I've got all my bases covered. So it's a lot of work, but it's worth it. I just think when people have symptoms, they should be taken seriously, because a lot of the time with your GI tract, there's so many things going on, and you get fobbed off, or you've got GERD, or you've got heartburn, or don't eat this, and don't eat red meat, and they give you like a million reasons as to what it is.
Or you're too young.
Or you're too young. Oh, you're too young. I mean, I was told, you know, oh, you're too young to have cancer. You know, you're too young to have, oh no, you wouldn't have stomach cancer. No, you're not a candidate.
But just the general awareness is just not out there yet. So I think the hope is that people understand it a bit more and learn about it and recognise symptoms.
So I just think doctors need to take it more seriously, because as we know, a lot of people are diagnosed when it's too late. And any pain in your body, why just because it's your stomach, you fobbed off? If it's a pain in your chest, or you find a lump in your breast, you get diagnosed, you get treated. Whereas I feel with stomach cancer, I just don't think there's maybe not enough awareness. And yeah, just not being taken seriously about your symptoms. And you know, if I'd have left it another year, I might not be here.